This is the biggest announcement I've ever had to make on social media, and it's about this truck. The truck you guys have seen me do all kinds of stuff on, go to cars and truck shows with. Freaking pumped for this. We're gonna do something that I've never done before. Now this time last year, I was motor swapping that truck, fixing the janky lowering kit that was on her because somebody decided to cut springs because that was a good idea. Not so good. But now, almost 12 months later, I'm gonna go ahead and fix all that stuff because I've seen so many things that I was not happy with. Let's go ahead and take these wheels off. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so let's talk about it. So the front lowering kit on this truck is a Beltec setup. It's got Beltec drop spindles with Beltec springs up front. The lower control arms, upper control arms are completely factory. You can see that nasty goo right there. That is that lower ball joint calling itself quits. This truck, for the most part, was factory. It's had like 85,000 miles on it. These upper controllers, you can tell these are factory because the upper ball joints, they're still riveted in. Because you guys know when you got to sit there and grind these rivets out to take these ball joints out and smash those lower ball joints, and look, it's already got grease leaking out the bottom. You know that's a nightmare. And I was not really wanting to keep this stuff on there. And this shock, this is not even the right lowering shock for this style truck when you've got a lowering kit. And you know if your ball joints are still riveted in, you got to grind those things. Sometimes you got to air hammer them out. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. So what I'm gonna do instead is change this entire front suspension. Yes, you heard that right. This truck is gonna get a suspension overhaul literally on site at the C10 Fall Revival, Denton, North Carolina. If you guys don't know about the C10 Fall Revival, I'm gonna throw the website down the bottom for y'all, October 16th and 17th. This is by far one of the largest truck shows we've seen east of the Mississippi. For C10s, OBS Chevy trucks, you name it, they're there. And you'll see thousands of trucks and thousands of people. And what I thought was a good idea was to work on the truck in front of everybody. Now to me, again, this is the largest announcement I've ever had to make on my social media for you guys to see, because we're gonna be working on this truck at a truck show. It blows my mind how far this has come. All you guys who watch this channel, I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're new watching this, hit down that subscribe button. Like this video if you're enjoying what you see, because there's gonna be more content like this as we approach the October event, because I am waiting for the goods to come from UMI Performance. So what you're gonna see me change on this truck is gonna be upper lower control arms. We're gonna go with UMI's tubular series, and I'm gonna go ahead and change some of the steering. I got new inner and outer tie rod ends, and I might as well change the old idler and pivot arm while I'm there. And you know, as you start doing things and changing stuff, other things are gonna break or they're gonna show themselves. What is it they call it? Pandora's box? Don't open it. And a part of me is wondering if I actually have, I think I have extra parts because I'm always looking for stuff and finding parts and stashing them for these trucks, because this is super important. Any old car truck, if you find some parts, especially your wearable stuff, stock up on it. You're gonna want that. Now, one thing I am gonna do when we're at the event, when I pull all this stuff apart, these wheel studs, I'm gonna go ahead and get some extended wheel studs, because you guys seen, I've got these Eagle alloy wheels, and these things are freaking awesome. These are 15x7s, but it does not give the right stance. I know the truck's kind of jacked up the way it is sitting here, but these wheels on the front sit in a little too much. The back, perfect. 15x10s fit great. But I'm gonna go ahead and do extended wheel studs so that I can actually run probably like a 1/2-inch spacer on these, because you do not have a lot of thread left on these if you put a 1/2-inch spacer and then you try to space the wheels out. Now, if you guys have any recommendations on wheel studs, I want to hear it, throw down in the comments, because I'm probably gonna go with ARP, but I'm trying to see if there's another option. The knurl size is what you gotta look for, and I'm trying to just do some research if I can to just order what I need ahead of time, because I wanna change all this at one shot at the event. I did these brakes last year and they're doing the job great, because you had to change them because with the Beltec spindles and spring combination, I had to go with the quote unquote HD brakes. So the thicker rotor design for the spindles. So all this was changed, but you know, like many of us, I probably should have painted all this stuff while I was there, but you know, time goes by. Now, one of two things are gonna happen. Either I'm gonna go ahead and sand these things and paint them when we're there on site, or might need to see if I get some brake sponsorship somewhere. So if anybody's watching this, I don't know, Lead Brakes or maybe Willwood, if you guys want to jump on board, help your boy out to get some nice upgraded brakes on this, we'd appreciate that. One last thing too, because I know I get a lot of questions on the way the stance on the truck is, because it is a 4.6 drop. There was a little bit more wheel gap than I liked, and on the springs, I had two sets of Beltec drop springs. I had a 1-inch and a 2-inch set of springs. So I did the 1 inch drop. That gave me a total of 4 inches because we've got 3-inch drop spindles with a 1-inch Beltec spring. I'm gonna use the 2-inch springs to bring the front of this truck down a little bit because I didn't like the little, it was level, but the front always sat a little too high. That, or maybe I put a big block in the truck. Not gonna happen right away, so I'm gonna save the other springs, but when we're there, I'm gonna go ahead and change these Beltec springs with another set I have to just bring the front down that little bit more so these wheels and tires fit great. Now for the back side of this truck, it's gonna be way easier. So this thing's already got an axle flip. It has probably some kind of, Amazon special that I'm not too happy with. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this changed out with a nice UMI kit. So we're gonna get a new relocating pin, U-bolts and everything else. And we're gonna change the shocks out on this truck as well because something about this rear axle flip just did not make me feel good. And you guys know I'm not against any kind of budget builds. I always try to support that stuff, but like anytime I say, if you're working on a project, do what you can, start in stages. Now it's time to make a change. Some of these cheaper kits that use a recentering bracket for the lower part when you're putting an axle flip on the trucks, the actual dowel poles don't always line up the right way. So I'm excited to actually use a UMI centering kit that should hopefully get everything on this axle right, because I know if you guys have seen some of my other social media, I was running into an issue where I feel this axle is not completely centered on the leaf springs in the truck because the passenger side wheel to me stuck out a little bit more, and yeah, I'm rubbing on the wheels. And you can see on the tires, there's a couple spots that I've already slightly taken some of my Coopers off. Not a fan of that, but I know I'm gonna get it in the comments. I was like, oh, you should have left the rallies and you should have went the 15x8s. But 15x10s, when you run them this way and you're gonna go with a lower truck, one way or the other, you gotta make it work. So I'm hoping the recentering using the lowering kit will probably make that help with the axle flip on it. I'm also gonna probably do a little bit of rolling on those inner fenders, just a little bit, because when you're driving or cruising, I don't need to be sitting there scuffing up tires because we're keeping these wheels on the truck. These wheels ain't going nowhere. And I said it too, this job, both the rear and the front of the truck, is gonna be done at the C10 Fall Revival. And no, I'm not gonna do it all by myself. I've got 2 buddies of mine who are gonna step up and help me out. If you follow our social media, you may know a couple of these guys. One, Josh Knight. If you don't know Goat Milk, search it up on there. You'll see tons of his stuff on his big square body truck as well as his Suburban. Some people call him the old ice cooler king. The man loves it. He loves it. My other buddy, Cole Hudson. You may have heard of Moonshine Express, probably one of the nastiest square body trucks for mud racing, burnout wars. My dude has been in the Hoonigan, burn box and all. He's gonna be there with us also wrenching on the truck because I'm anticipating being able to knock this out in a weekend. Usually like when we get these kind of jobs, you got a couple buddies you wanna call and help out. But when you're at the C10 Revival, there's gonna be thousands of people there. And I'm anticipating getting pulled every which way from this truck, and I need to make sure it gets done by the end of Saturday. Now the goal of this video was to at least show you guys what the plan is on the square body truck. Again, we're working with UMI Performance. They're helping out, gets me some parts I need to fix the whole front end of this truck, get everything dialed in and tightened back up with upper and lower tubular control arms. Freaking stoked for those things. And in the back, we're gonna go ahead and refix the axle flip, use something more American made quality because I prefer it to be just a little bit nicer. And we're gonna put brand new shocks all the way around this truck. And we're gonna get it done in the weekend of the C10 Fall Revival. It blows my mind that I started this social media about a year ago. A year ago, this truck, I was changing the axle on this truck, getting new gears put in with a posi traction unit. I was motor swapping this truck from a marketplace deal, because you guys know your boy loves them some marketplace deals. Got that done, and then I took this truck to the C10 Fall Revival. And then in November, I drove this truck to the Outer Banks of North Carolina for the Truck Fest I was out there, the first annual. So this goal this year, C10 Fall Revival, we're gonna get a new suspension redone on this truck. It's gonna be dialed in. And then November, Outer Banks again, OBX Truck Fest. You're gonna see this truck, your boy out there, and a bunch of other people. This event for that one is gonna be pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm gonna have more updates as soon as the parts come in because everything UMI makes is American made. They're made in Pennsylvania and they're made to order. So I'm hoping next week parts will arrive for the truck. I will do an unboxing video, an intro, do a little bit more digging to what we're gonna do on this truck and start making a checklist of what I need to do to get prepared because I'm not changing anything part-wise until we get this truck in the C10 Fall Revival Friday. Now, if you stuck through this whole video to hear me yap about this truck, I appreciate you. Hit that like button. If you're new here, you might want to hit the follow button and the notification bell. And if you guys are a regular follower of my channel, I want to hear it in the comments. I appreciate every single one of you guys who watch the content on this truck across here and all my other social media. So I'm going to have more videos in the coming weeks on this truck. I got parts arriving. I've got a checklist to dial in, and then I got to put together kind of like a service job list of what I need to have ready for when I get to the event Friday. We're not behind the 8 ball. But part of a build series is shit happens. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys out there, and I'll see you on the next video.